Every day we brush past people, unaware of one another. Where are they going and where have they been? What if, for a moment, we could sit with them and find out who they are, their hopes, their dreams, their fears, their ambitions? Perhaps there are people for whom every day is a struggle to be heard. Passionate people who struggle in the face of adversity, great odds, and even discouragement. Everybody has a story. All you have to do is listen. So you want to find a job, but you have no diploma. I mean, a GED wouldn't even get you in the door of Burger King, Best Buy, Sears, Costco, Walmart. You don't believe me? Check it out. So you decide to return to high school as an adult. But it's such a time commitment. I mean, the homework alone is devastating. So you have to quit your job, go on welfare, forget your social network. If you have any kids, I mean, how's that going to work? So you manage to push and pull through all this and you finally have your high school diploma. Only to realize that you need a college degree to get any entry-level job in Ottawa because there's so many overqualified people in the city. Now, does returning to school demand a commitment and sacrifices that are simply unrealistic? I mean, it should empower people, not discourage them and set impossible expectations. So I'm about to go up there and meet up with Omar Sagir, who came from Lebanon to pursue a career in marketing, only ended up pursuing a dream as a hip-hop artist and spoken word poet.
I came here during the war between Lebanon and Israel.
So why Canada?
Why Canada? Yeah. The thing is, Canada offers me a lot of opportunities that I couldn't get in Lebanon. Like when it comes to education, I resided in a refugee camp in South Lebanon because my dad's Palestinian and my mom's Lebanese, so public schools were pretty expensive and, you know.
So you came to Ottawa seeking education?
Pretty much, yeah. And also to establish a future.
أوضاع شو؟
تمريض كندا.
يعني بدك تعرف إنجليزي وفرنسي.
كندا أم البطاطا
من البطاطا.
في نسبة بطاطا منيحة عمر؟
في كثير منيح. 12% يمكن.
I graduated high school here, and I also graduated college, business administration in the field of marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, and since then I couldn't find a job in that field.
But did you feel like they promised you something that they didn't deliver?
Exactly.
You come out of there and people can't find a job. Where do you work now?
I work at Dollarama. Wow. And I work part-time too, so. I've always been a creative person, but the thing is, I didn't have the opportunity to kind of invest in that creativity when I was in Lebanon because there was no platforms to do so.
Because you do spoken word.
Yes, I do spoken word poetry.
What is spoken word?
Usually poetry is just perceived as written, you know, like just in a written format and taught in schools and stuff like that. But spoken word is more so like when you bring it to slam competition. Slam competition is like...
Slam!
It's pretty much like, yeah, exactly.
That's not it, right?
No.
Okay.
There's a competition where you put 9 to 12 poets against each other. So each time a person comes up, he speaks his piece under 3 minutes. It has to be under a time limit.
So there's no wrestling involved, okay?
No wrestling.
But it's very emotional because you merge words with performance, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you try to convey something, an emotion to the audience.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's pretty powerful stuff. Do you find that a lot of the slam poets have repeat a theme?
Yes, absolutely. They talk about mental illness. They talk about
injustice.
Exactly, injustice, political stuff, which is pretty much my
prejudice, bigotry.
Yeah.
And also emotional, like family issues. I've seen a lot of people talk about their family, their childhoods, their fathers. You know, and
heartbreaks,
relationships.
relationships.
But it's very liberating. Just go up there and just let it all out.
Yeah.
And people relate to it because you put yourself in a very vulnerable position, right? And do you feel intimidated sometimes, nervous?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been doing this for 4 years and I still get nervous. Like it's therapeutic. The process is pretty tedious. You got to memorize. You got to edit some stuff if you feel like.
You got to rehearse.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that's very important. Like you put your heart out there, and considering the fact that people are looking at you, like you're in that environment where, oh my God, like am I gonna be judged for what I'm gonna say, or like?
Do you avoid eye contact because of that? Because
Yeah. Sometimes.
just like no, I'm just gonna do my thing, right?
So
you're gonna perform a piece for us today, right?
yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to see that. I won't look at you in the eyes.
Okay.
I won't be a heckler, I promise.
Yeah. So. Up to dropping knowledge might be caged after this, trying to deface oppression, berserker barrage in. Reporters are nothing more than dark orifices that formulate instigators to orbit our gatherings, provoking us in the name of fighting censorship. Once we get offended when they draw in the prophets.
Now I'm gonna play a song for you. I'm kidding, I have no musical talent.
I was hoping for that. Well,
No, I want to be a rock star, but I don't know how to sing. But that doesn't stop rock stars, does it?
Nope. Not at all. Considering the environment I was in, going back to that, I didn't have much choices. I didn't have much opportunities to go in certain venues. Like I said,
It's not welcoming to the arts.
absolutely. They frown upon it vastly.
You think they're outcasted, like weirdos and...
Well, yeah. I mean, mostly. I mean, the Middle Eastern culture is, it's very pressuring when it comes to like career choices.
And even the family pressures you, right?
Absolutely. Even till this day. I mean, I'm not even in Lebanon, and they still like tell me, "Yo, when are you gonna find yourself?"
When are you going to take over the world?
When
Do they know you work in Dollarama?
Well, yeah, they do, and they scold upon that. They were expecting me to kind of be like a businessman, an engineer, or a doctor, but you know.
عمك محلك 24 سنة كان عندي بزنس أنا
25
25 عندي بزنس ومرض
والله نيالك
عبال عندك قد ايه عمره حسون؟ 25 ابنها مدير شركة بالإمارات
ان شاء الله
ب 10 ايام
لا بدي اياه اعمل مثله كيف كان لي ساعة اهلا وسهلا اذا ما صرت مثل النمر هونيك ما تتعاطى معي بقى
But a lot of people can relate in Ottawa how hard it is to find a career and maintain a career.
Absolutely. At first, I was kind of more keen to find a job in marketing or a marketing firm because that's pretty much what I studied. But then, you know, the more I thought about it, the more I started to lean towards my creative side when it comes to spoken word and writing, because there really isn't that much. There isn't any options.
Well, you think there's career opportunities in spoken word?
In a sense, yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, when the poets, they start winning slams, make the team, start become
A rock star.
Yeah, exactly. In the community, pretty much.
Groupies.
Yeah, well, not really.
No. Well, you know, I'm sure a lot of people use this as a soapbox. A lot of people want to be heard.
Absolutely.
And they could throw stuff at you, their views, their political views, their opinions, and it's like sometimes you feel like they force it down your throat.
Yeah, they do that, absolutely.
But for you, it comes from the heart.
Yeah. Everybody has an agenda. I mean, but for me, I just want to speak from the heart and kind of make a transition to another career, which I'm interested in. That's like the hip-hop career. I think Ottawa, even though there's not much career opportunities, it's a good way to kind of to be a creative space.
Yeah, and there's avenues, like you said, to perform.
Absolutely. There's a lot of platforms and open mics.
Open mics.
For sure.
Now, do you think you're just going to abandon your education in marketing altogether?
Everything that I've lived through matters, you know? I don't leave out anything. I put it in my art. I make sure it's going to be there because I haven't gone through all that for nothing. And I'm not going to put it all to waste, you know?
Yeah, so you rather be poor and happy
Well,
than be tied up, consumed, and have no time to do what you want.
well, listen, I want to pretty much prove everybody wrong. That I'm just the average guy who made it, you know?
Don't we all?
Yeah. Instead of people nagging me every day just to say, oh, when are you going to get a career, a proper career? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids?
Pressure to get married.
Oh, that's big in the Middle Eastern culture. Yeah.
What were your expectations before you came to Canada?
Western society in general, I thought it would be much more exciting and there'd be a lot of partying and friends having a good time, because there was a lot of movies I used to watch, like teen flicks and stuff like that, and I was kind of like, oh, I wish I lived in Canada right now because I'm missing out.
And you feel disillusioned by the media,
Pretty much.
like by the entertainment, by
Yeah.
you get this conception of Canada, and you come here, and it's cold.
It was like literally like living under a rock when I was there. Like,
But it is a better move, though, right?
absolutely.
In general, it was a better.
It's a better move, yeah.
What piece of advice would you give a new citizen coming to Canada?
Follow your dreams, pursue your passions. Don't let anybody tell you can't do anything, because that will bring you down. It will put you in a negative space, and you don't want that. It's not worth it. Don't have high expectations. Be realistic of what you want to do. Just don't let anybody pressure you to doing stuff that you don't want to do, because I had that happen to me a lot of times on a lot of occasions. Till this very day, I still get that pressure, even though I'm like 28 years old. People still tell me, oh, when are you going to get a job? Even though I work, but I can't really say I'm happy with that job. But I'm content because it pays off the bills, and a job's a job. But it also gives me the opportunity to just be engaged in my arts with my spoken word, to make that transition to where I want to be, really. And
And it makes you happy.
it makes me happy for sure. People might think it's controversial, me being an immigrant and critiquing maybe the Canadian government, or how, we expected certain things coming here, but we didn't quite get it. The people that get offended are usually the audience members, or even the poets themselves.
What if you never win? What if you never achieve the status you want to achieve?
I know eventually I'm going to get to that position, just so I can silence the critics and
Silence the critics.
silence everybody that
Your
doubted.
family.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? I'm going to ride with it until I perfect it. And when I perfect it and nobody's feeling it, hey, I did what I did.
What is poetry without an audience? If there were no audience, would you still write?
You always got to express yourself, even if there's no audience. And hey, I do the spoken word piece of mine, and nobody really cares. It's more so like playing to the crowd, pandering to them. And for me,
Oh, pandering.
and I don't do that.
You don't do that.
I don't do that.
Well,
at
that's
all.
the artist's integrity right there.
Exactly. Do you really want to say what they want to hear?
Yeah, because after a while it becomes cookie cutter. Everyone has the same format, and then the one who goes against that will stand out,
Pretty much.
hopefully.
And they do stand out. And believe me, I've stood out negatively too, in the negative light. I mean, I had people write blogs about me, saying, "Oh, he's sexist." He said something.
People are writing about you. Controversy.
Hey, no such thing as bad.
Out there, yeah.
No such thing as bad publicity.
And people are listening, whether they want to or not.
Some post-secondary graduates, some working, some married, and some writing. Writing a legacy that's worth writing. I guess it's safe to say that the fruits of the labor has come to fruition. Your harvested seeds grew to feed you ease after the hardships. Your grizzly, dried, wrinkled hands plucked from life's grounded composition a purpose to live. So please accept this application of appreciation presented to you in the form of a piece of a poem blossomed from the heart. A dedication to you, Father, the true underdog under God, a legend. Thank you.
Now let's go meet up with someone about to get her high school diploma. Now is school setting them up for failure with unrealistic expectations? Are they conditioning them to want to achieve heights reachable only to 5% of a graduating class? Should they instead prepare them for a life of mediocrity, and if so, would that be enough? Let's go find out. They give you a lot of homework in high school.
They do, quite a bit.
Is it overwhelming?
Honestly, yes, because it's not like, sometimes they don't just give it to you at once. They'll give it to you at the end of the year and just pile it on because it's the end of the year, and it's like they rush it.
This is your last year of high school. Are you happy it's over?
Honestly, I'm extremely happy because this entire year has just been so stressful that I just want to get it over with at this point. And I feel like a lot of students feel the same way.
You're not having fun in high school.
No, not really. Educational-wise, not really. I mean, I don't really get to hang out with my friends as much either because it's all the homework that they give us, all the studying, like.
And you have anxiety to begin with.
I do, yeah.
And it contributes to it, but it doesn't help.
It does not help whatsoever. I mean, sometimes with school, because they do pilot, and sometimes when you feel like, oh my God, it's so overwhelming that you don't think you can do it. And for me, it's staying up all night, finishing homeworks.
All night?
All night.
Was your perception of high school while you were in grade school very different?
Oh, extremely different. I honestly, when I was in elementary school, I told myself, oh, high school is gonna be the funnest experience. Everyone's gonna be, so it's gonna be not as hard, because like, you know, people told me like, oh, you can do school, but you can also go party.
It was romanticized through movies?
Pretty much, I would say, yeah. Like, it showed like all the partying, you know, the movies showed like how much fun they all had with their friends, but they never really showed the education part of it.
Well, it might not help, but I had a lot of fun in high school. I technically didn't really go to class, so I didn't have homework, but I was in high school for 7 years. They kicked me out because I didn't want to leave. I was having too much fun.
Oh, wow.
I never finished high school.
Today, it's a lot more competition to get to universities, because there's a lot more kids that are smarter, getting smarter, having higher averages, and then you got to compete with that, because for me, I don't have a high average.
Wow. Are you going to college, university?
I'm going to college. I don't think I have the marks to go to university.
So it's going to be even more stress.
Yeah, it is for me, because like for me, I already applied to university and college, but the stress is literally if I'm going to be able to get in, and that's all I've been stressing out about for the past month and a half. Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, because at one wrong move, you mess up your future.
Literally, it is one wrong move, because I mean, it's kind of frustrating, because you're 18 and it's like once you turn 18, they shoot you all these responsibilities and expect you to know what you want to do, because if you don't have good grades, they say, oh, you won't be able to get into university, or college is your option, because apparently college is something for stupid people, is what people imply. I can't live up to that, you know.
I'm 39. I have a hard time ordering a sandwich. Do you want mustard and mayonnaise, double cream or sugar? I'm like, I don't know.
Right? Like, people, you know what? That's how I feel right now. It's the same situation. I'm like sitting in this chair, like, okay, thinking I'm going to university, but for what? I have no idea. I applied to all these things, but even at the end of the day, it's like, I have no idea if I get into one of them, which one am I going to pick?
If you don't get in?
If I don't get in, I have no idea either.
So when you're in school, it's almost as if they put this idea in you that when you grow up, if you're persistent, if you're good enough and try hard enough, you're going to be a millionaire or a president.
Yeah.
Now, that sets you up for failure in the real world, because when you do fail, you feel it's all your fault.
Pretty much. And I believe that that's what school kind of makes you feel like at the end of the day, because yeah, school does give you that mentality that if you fail, you can't go forward, but I don't agree with that. And I agree with what I believe in is that you can fail, but failure will bring you up. That's what I believe in. And that's how I try to go to school with, like, with that
stepping
mentality.
stones.
Literally, it's baby step.
When you're in high school, you have this incredible social network. You have a lot of friends. There's always opportunities to get out there and meet new people. When you become an adult and you're in the working world, you don't have those. You're isolated.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
I do.
Right now?
I do, honestly, because for a student that lives on her own and has to pay for her own rent to work, it is a lot harder to get out there and, you know, have fun with your friends. Because if you have to work, make money, and then go to school and try to pass and graduate, it's like doing it all at once is kind of a little bit overwhelming.
No, not to add more pressure, but that answer is wrong. You may want to work on that. You may correct that. That's a 12 and not a 13. You know, I never took math, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't care for math either.
No, you think your friends now, you're going to retain them later on as an adult? Do you think you're going to be besties forever?
Oh, I do think about that, and I try to keep that connection with my friends, but I feel like as you get older, yeah, I am a little skeptical about friendships staying together as you get older, because life gets harder.
And to make those new friendships, you got to find a whole new social network.
And you got to really try.
You have to get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Or else you'll be locked in here and become a crazy cat woman with 2 cats, 3 cats, 4 cats.
Yeah.
How many cats do you have now?
2.
Okay, so you're on your way.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Do you ever feel like just giving up on high school?
Yeah. I've had that feeling many times, not even just this year, but previous years. And it doesn't feel great because sometimes when, like even in moments when you're doing homework and like 3 in the morning, staying up trying to finish it for the next day, it's like, God, I wish I can just not do this anymore.
What would be your options if you gave up on high school?
Well, honestly, probably just work. But at this time, I'm not giving up. I'm graduating, but I mean, if I did, I probably would just work, try and do what I can to find a better job, I guess, or because I feel so like giving up, you know, that I'm just like, I can't do this anymore, and I feel like I don't want to, but sometimes I have to tell myself, okay, I can't let this get me down. It's just school, you know.
Are you happy now?
Right now, I'm in a moderate place, yeah. I'm very, you know, the new semester's coming up. It's my last semester ever. So I'm very determined to just put my head down and go through it with confidence.
And then start all over again in college.
Yeah, that's what I guess. I mean, hopefully if I do get into college, that's another stress that I have to think about as well.
Imagine yourself as a 65-year-old retired woman.
Okay.
What would you tell a high school student about to graduate?
Honestly, today I would just tell them to, you know, relax, chill out. Don't take it, you know, you can take school seriously, but don't let it get to you. Don't let failure make you feel like crap at the end of the day. If you fail, bring yourself back up again, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Is if you can fail and bring yourself back up, you'll be a better person. And you will learn that when you know how to do that. That's what I would say.
It's a life lesson as well as...
It is a life lesson. You'll tend to learn to not give a crap about what other people think as well.
How to manage anxiety.
Exactly.
Pressures.
Yeah.
Deadlines.
Yeah.
Speaking of deadlines, you have to continue because you got 2 hours before you bring that in.
Yeah, I gotta hand that in, so.
So I'll leave you, but thank you so much.
No problem, it was a pleasure.
June.
Yes.
Pierre Aubergru lives with Asperger's. And because of this, he sometimes has a hard time forming friendships and connections necessary for finding and maintaining employment and engaging in his passion, which is filmmaking. Misunderstood as is most who live with autism, is he alienated from the world, or is it the world around him that seems alien? Let's find out. So Pierre, thanks for having me over. Tell me, you were teased a lot at school, right?
Yeah, I was. No matter how much I tried to socialize with people, you know, they would always just people always make fun of me, you know, tease me, screw with me in general. Just it would always, you know, even if I'd say hello, it's like,
Because we're a bit different.
yeah, I was always weird to them. They just couldn't handle it mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is your apartment.
Yep.
You've always had a hard time finding friends and maintaining friends.
Yeah, pretty much. People would always tease me. Hell, I'd say hello and they'd tease me and I wouldn't be able to socialize with anyone.
And is it the same as an adult?
Not really. People are more mature now, so, you know, I can talk normally to people and they're fine.
Do you have friends now as an adult?
Yeah, through Facebook, I've been making friends in the film industry.
You just started making
Yes.
films.
Yes.
And you've been in a couple short films as an actor, but now you're becoming a filmmaker.
Yes. And I want to be more professional, go into actual films, indie films, work with other people, you know. Would you like to be my friend? Sure, why not? Why does this keep happening? Every time I'm nice, people treat me like crap.
So you finished your high school?
Yes, I did.
And you said you were $10,000 in debt. Where did that come from?
Yes, I had to pay for school. I was trying to become an accountant. I got my diploma in accounting, but because of how Ottawa works, you have to, you know, build relationships with people who are in accounting, and I find it impossible to do that. So it's like, you know what, screw it. I'm not going through school anymore and trying to get a job in anything unless it's something that I love.
Are you pursuing work now?
Right now, Sort of yes, sort of no. I'm not like officially trying to get paid. It's more like whatever work I can do, I do.
Do you think people discriminate against you because of the Asperger's?
Oh, what happens is that I tend to sort of act weird. My thought process and how I feel and how I behave tends to be different than the average, and then people are kind of thrown off and they don't know how to act.
Do you feel like an outsider, or do you perceive everyone else as an outsider?
Oh, I often find other people to act kind of weird at times. You know, there's times they're not weird, but there's times they are. Like they're illogical, that sort of thing. There's so much into what is socially correct and how you're supposed to be that, you know, I personally find no point. But, you know, I end up being forced into that or alienated. So, you know, I'm trying to care more about, you know, how should I act properly towards people. And, you know, it's working out just fine for now, at least.
And sometimes people react poorly to what you say or do.
Yes.
And it's hard to understand where it comes from and why they're doing that.
Yeah, I might even, let's say someone has a problem, they're all emotional, and they, I might tell them how to fix the problem. It might be very easy and simple, but they're so into the sort of emotionality of it that they don't care, and they try to tell me that's not the point. Yeah, leave it alone, etc. And
so you're seeing the
whole thing.
world through a different type of window.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be easier sometimes if you just give in to how other people are, irrational, emotional? Wouldn't life be easier for you?
Well, sort of no, sort of yes. You know, I might as well. The thing is, I'm much comfortable when I'm constantly trying to be someone I'm not, and when people just keep like giving me pain and being full of their emotionality, then it's like, no, I can't deal with this. That's it.
Yeah. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Everybody nowadays, it seems to be a trend going on to diagnose everyone with Asperger's.
Right.
Now, do you think it's false diagnosis?
Oh, I think that's just the nature of the beast, where, you know, even at the past, people would be like medically categorized as, let's say, a moron, but, you know,
socially
now,
awkward.
Right, now people might call each other moron randomly. Same thing's happening with autism, you know, it's like, oh, stop being so autistic or whatever, you know, it's weird.
But what I was thinking is that you've struggled all your life with Asperger's, and it is a struggle. It's not easy.
Right.
But then everyone's calling everyone that are slightly socially awkward, you have Asperger's. Do you find that insulting to you, who really have Asperger's and struggles daily with it?
It can be, but it's in the sense that if it's illogical for the person to call the person Asperger's, it's okay, you need to understand at least on a superficial level what it is, and then you can call the person Asperger's. If it's socially awkward, then you can call them that. If they're just acting stupid, then it's like, okay, that's unfair. Lots of people with Asperger's are very intelligent.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Jeff Baker lives with a disability, a constant reminder that he's different than everybody else around him. But that does not stop him from taking part in a world that is sometimes cruel and intolerant of those who are different. Let's go have a word with him. Jeff, thanks for meeting me. You have a disability.
Yes.
Could you tell me about it?
It's called the Bear syndrome.
Okay.
Don't know how to spell it though.
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
To me, it's pretty much like I do stuff slower than other people. Like, I'm pretty much learning. It takes me a while to learn stuff.
Wow, that must be very hard growing up in school.
Yeah. Well, it was harder in school because like all the other people were like I wouldn't say normal, but they made fun of me a lot more than they do now.
Yeah, kids are cruel. Even some adults can be cruel too, but they hide it. You finished high school, so you did the whole thing.
Yeah, I did co-op the last year of it, and then got hired right out of high school.
So they loved you.
Yeah.
I got an award once for perfect attendance for 1 month of kindergarten. I had no choice. My mom dropped me off. Actually, it was a gold star. But then one day I didn't get the gold star. And you know what's funny? Out of all my experience in grade school, the only thing I remember is the month I did not get the gold star. How's that for conditioning?
They say you don't remember the good stuff, you only remember the bad.
That's right. You work.
Yeah.
You work.
I work at J. Crew factory at the new Tingle Mall.
And what's your position there?
They call it a sales associate. So I pretty much greet people and now I'm slower, so I can do more interacting with customers.
And you like interacting with customers?
Yeah, I like it more now than when I started.
Are some customers very rude and impatient with you because you talk so slow?
Some of them are, but a lot surprisingly aren't. Which, I've had so many compliments to my managers about me.
Do you find that people treat you like you're an idiot because you speak so slow that you're dumb?
I thought that before, but I think I was hanging out with the wrong people. Now that I'm in the sales and more professional people, they tend to they know that I can have it, but they take the time to, which I like.
Because everyone's quick to judge.
Yeah.
You know.
And no one's perfect.
Well, I'm perfect. No, I'm not.
If you say so.
I like your style. I got to start wearing stuff like that. You say purple is your favorite color as well?
No.
No,
My
purple
favorite is blue.
Blue. Oh, you look good. You look
Just
good.
like my eyes.
Hey, you flirting with me? Watch it.
No.
So what are some of the everyday challenges living with this disability?
Because one speaks, I'm always trying to be perfect, so I'm always conscious of what other people think of my speaks. So if I'm not going out and meeting people, new people, I wouldn't do that because I'm worried about what they would think of me.
So you find yourself always trying to prove yourself as competent, and
Yeah.
that must be exhausting.
Yeah, but it's gotten better because since I worked at J. Crew, I kind of have to interact with people.
So now we're doing close-ups. Like I said before, is where we ask some tough personal questions and we get emotional and cry. Now you don't mind if I cry, do you? Okay. So you were saying you play video games to improve your reflexes.
Yeah,
That's cool. What kind of video games?
mainly racing ones, just because it improves my reaction time without endangering in real life people.
Because you drive
Yeah,
and you have a sweet ride.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to drive. One time I got in my girlfriend's car and I said, put your seatbelt on, sweetie, I want to try something. I saw it in a cartoon once, but I think it's going to work. And she was like, get out.
I can see that.
I can see that, yeah. But you can actually improve your reflexes. You can condition yourself.
If you do it long enough.
So, video game is medicine?
Kind of. Well, to me it is.
Hey, thanks so much for keeping me over for supper. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was going to just eat shawarma. Shawarma's good. But the shawarma is good, right?
Shawarma is good.
Oh, it's the shawarma capital. Ottawa is the shawarma capital of the world.
Not sure about that.
Well, that's what they say.
Amy say that, but I had shawarma in LA and it was pretty damn good.
Nice. So tell me, what is in the near future for you regarding work?
Like, other than wanting to still look at J. Crew, like focusing on doing more acting.
But acting, because of your slow speech, it's gonna be hard to deliver lines.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna be typecasted as a person with a condition similar to yours.
Yeah.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah.
And your condition is not degenerative, like it doesn't progressively get worse over age.
I find the more I like do stuff and work at stuff, the easier stuff becomes, and then people don't even know it.
Oh, very interesting. As an employer, I get that you want someone who has proven themselves through perseverance and tenacity, things that aren't measured by a GED. But how do you measure a person's competency, a person's loyalty? Can you see beyond a disability, a criminal record, poverty, a shaved head, a tattoo? Would you know it if the perfect employee stood right in front of you? All questions worth thinking about. Thanks for listening.